folks, thanks for joining me today. In today's tutorial, we are going to be doing the September full moon. So what I did was I used my compass to draw an outer circle, and then I used my stencil that has many different sizes of circles to create the moon. Now I put the moon at the top center, and I didn't make it the full size because the September full moon is the harvest moon. So I'm going to be doing something, it's called the Three Sisters. If you don't know what the Three Sisters are, the Three Sisters are corn, beans, and squash. In this case, I use pumpkins because we're getting close to Halloween, so I always associate pumpkins with fall and with Halloween, and I thought it was just fitting. So I do that. The history of the Three Sisters is they were a gift to the, I believe it was the Iroquois, and they used that as their growing sort of capacity so that they could grow more in a smaller space. So you'll see what I mean when I start painting it. But it's really, really cool. I really like the concept. I have not yet tried it myself, but I have seen it and it does work. So it is quite amazing. So if you're interested, definitely I urge you to look up any information about the Three Sisters. And that's what the name was. So what I've been doing is just painting the moon as I have in all of my previous full moon videos for all of the full moons for this year. So I've done one a month for each full moon, and I've been having a blast doing these. Some of them a bit difficult to come up with a painting for, but I think so far I've done quite well, and I've captured the moon the way that I wanted it to, at least the full moon and what it represents for that time of the year. So if you're interested, you can go back through my library and find the full moon. They're all in a series. At the end of the year, I will be putting them into a playlist so that they will all be together. I do that for all of my series, so each series has their own playlist. So if you're interested, I've done a few others. I've done soul symbols, which is not your astrology, but your spiritual side of what your soul or your soul symbol is. And so I have that in a playlist, and I definitely urge you to go and check those out as well. They're actually very interesting, and they were fun to paint. And I still paint them because they're probably my #1 bestsellers. So anyway, so I finished my moon, and now I'm just sketching on where I want the Three Sisters to be. So obviously the corn's going to be the tallest, and then I do the pumpkins, which are going to be at the bottom, which is representing the squash, and then I wrap the peas around the stalk of the corn. So the colors that I used in this are going to be listed in the description below. I list both the brand name and the name of the paint. So each of them are different. Just wanted to let you know that. I have found out that I have two Kelly Greens. One is from Delta and the other one is from Deco Art. And I actually use them both in this painting. So I wanted to show you that even though they have the same name, if you don't have the brand, you may not be getting the same color. And I'll show you that a little bit later. So yes, all of the colors will be listed below, as well as all sorts of other really great information for you to click links on. I have a discount code for the Dotting Center if you're interested in getting any dotting tools or any molds that she may have. All sorts of really fun stuff over there at the Dotting Center. as well as I have a link to the Happy Dotting Company, which is where I get my molds to make these perfect circular art stones. So if you're interested in getting your own, then I urge you to definitely check out those links. So basically what I'm doing now is I sketched it on, and now I am outlining everything, or not outlining, I'm actually painting the whole thing in white. So that way I can get the bright colors to really, really pop off of the stone because my background is black. So when you're dealing with a black background and you have some bright colors, they will dull if you don't paint the background white. So this is just something that I've learned over time, and I'm just passing that little tidbit on for you. So I'm painting the stalk of the corn, which is usually a darker green. This is the Kelly green from, I believe it's Deco Art. The other green that I use is the Kelly green from Delta. So just to show you that they're, even though they have the same name, they are different colors. So just be mindful of that. And I just really wanted to show you in this video. It was just really, really cool to do. So here's the other Kelly green that I'm using right now. So you can see the differences in the colors. So this is what I've talked about before in some of my other videos, that you just have to watch that if you run out of one particular color and you want the same color, make sure you get the same brand as well. They may be a little bit different in their hue, but they won't be completely different like these guys. So I just wanted to show you how this works. Now the green that I'm using now is just a mixture between the two. So I've mixed the two Kelly greens together, and I've come up with this really nice light, or it's I guess a bit darker green, but it's more, I guess, olive, more of an olive, or maybe like a grass green. Anyway, so I just wanted to show that you don't need to have the different brand names. You can mix your own colors and still get the same results. So this video is just full of really cool information and what you can do with paint and how you can make your own colors if you don't have them. So that was one of my main things that I really wanted to show you in this video. And the fact that, you know, it's the September full moon, which is the harvest moon, and it gave me an opportunity to show all these fun things. So I hope you're enjoying this. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you like the video, please give me the thumbs up, and make sure that you subscribe because I post every Friday. And ring the bell because it'll give you a notification every time I post something new. So like I said, I post every Friday, but I do post periodically throughout the week with odd things. I do series. I do like Halloween is coming up, so I've been working on some videos for Halloween. I kind of want to do like the 12 days of Halloween. I attempted it last year and I ran out of time. So I really want to do it this year, but I'm needing you guys to leave me comments as to what you want to see me paint. So anything spooky, anything creepy, like, I don't know, like obviously ghosts is going to be on the list. Maybe some witches, black cats, all that kind of stuff. So I'd be really interested to know what you want to see in the video or as a subject. So let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Okay, so I've done a lot of shading with the different colors of green, and now I'm just adding in some pops of color for the corn and for the pumpkins, and making this look really, really cool. Now this is what the Three Sisters would look like. So you would have your stalk of corn that would be growing up in the center, and then on either side you would have the squash, which would extend out over on the ground because it is a low growing, And then you would have your peas or beans, I guess, whatever, whichever one. They both do the same. And they just crawl up and twine themselves around the stalk of the corn. And it's because of when they start to grow, like each of the vegetables, when they start to grow and how they grow is how this all works together. So I'm just adding a few details now, like the corn's got the little kernels there, so I'm just adding a little bit of that on there, some shading. I added a few flowers for the pumpkins and some flowers for the beans. I will also be outlining this all in black, and I'm going to try to do as thin as possible of black lines so I don't take away from the painting. And you'll notice that I didn't clean my brush from when I was doing the orange, or sorry, when I was doing the yellow for the corn stalks. Not for the corn stalks, my goodness. When I was doing the yellow for the corn, and I added some orange, and that gives me the ability to do some shading and allowing some of the yellow to come out as I'm painting with the orange. And then I just added a tiny bit of green at the same time so that I could put those, what do we call them, like the grooves or indents of the pumpkin. Just like I don't know what they're called. If you know what they're called, let me know. You can just leave me a little note on the comments down below. So you'll notice that I've got two flowers for the pumpkins or for the squash. The one that's on the right will disappear. I didn't quite like the way that it came out, so I thought, well, one is okay. So I do eventually take that away. And by doing that, I use just black paint, and the black paint just covers over it. And that's the beauty of using acrylic paint. You just don't like something, you let it dry, and you go over it again with a darker color or even with a lighter color, and it disappears. So that's the beauty of acrylic paint, along with so many other things. Like I have tried to use oil paint. I'm not so great with watercolor, but I find that the acrylic paint is very good to me. So we have developed quite the relationship, and I have painted an awful lot, which is okay. And I'm getting geared up for a lot of craft shows that are coming up. So November is my big month where I will be busy all over the place. I'm trying out a few new shows this year, and I'm going to be doing some traveling. So this is going to be really interesting, and we'll see how it goes. And I'll keep you posted on it, of course, and maybe even take you on my journey with me and show you some of the venues when I get there and get all set up and stuff. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing on all of my other stuff that I paint. I don't just paint on rocks, and I don't just paint this style. I have a lot of landscapes that I enjoy painting, and I put those on my Mad River rocks. I do a lot of canvas painting. I paint on boxes, like the wooden boxes. Clocks, I make clocks, and I do some mandala painting on mugs. So I do an awful lot of different things, different varieties. Basically anything I can paint on, I do. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of some of the other artwork that I do, and if you'd be interested to see what my craft shows look like or how I set up my booth. Just let me know. So now I'm going through and I'm cleaning everything up by just adding some black paint, doing a little bit of outlining. I'm getting rid of the extra white spaces that were shown when I did my base of the white, and just adding a few little details And there I just jumped ahead all of a sudden, and everything is outlined except for my pumpkins. So the power of editing, right? So I just wanted to skip ahead. I didn't think you would want to watch me outline the whole thing because you get the idea. And another little tip that is that I use is the amount of paint that is applied is determined by the amount of pressure that you apply to the brush. So if you want a really thin line, then you don't need to put a lot of pressure. Like, you just basically have to kiss the rock, like very, very lightly. But if you want a thicker line, then you definitely press a little bit harder and you'll get a thicker line, because the paintbrush now has to drag instead of just sort of tap across or swipe across when you're doing a fine line. So I guess that's another tip for you on how to use the paintbrush and with your pressures and things like that. So now I will be getting rid of that right side flower because it just didn't look right, and you'll see that happen very shortly. And I'm adding a few more flowers here for the beans or for the peas. I guess the peas are inside the bean, so yeah. And of course I have to outline it with my gold. So this is Glorious Gold. I use it all the time. It's my favorite. I love how it goes on and looks blotchy at first when you put it on, but it dries completely solid and you don't have to repaint it again. It's an amazing paint. I love using it. So I just do the circle around, and that gives it that really nice pretty frame, and that's all I do to it. I let it dry for 24 hours and then I give it a coat of resin, and then it's finished. So there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it, so get creative.